Stephen Ryan.
Yeah.
From the Unexplained
It's
Files.
not here. Good evening, everyone, like at the beginning of the videos.
Let's have cheers for Stephen Ryan. Stephen Ryan, everyone. Good evening, gents.
I was clapping under the desk then. It wasn't very good screaming. It just looked like I was doing this. So I just put my hands up. Yeah,
Well done. Yes. Welcome to the Monte Zone and our channel, The Vault. It's great to have you here this evening.
Thank you.
How have you guys been this week?
Good.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Good. Relaxing.
Yeah.
I haven't been at work, so.
Nice.
Perfect.
It's a good feeling not being at work, isn't it?
The best feeling.
Well, you would know. You would know.
I know. I've become like almost an expert at it.
You've forgotten what work was, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've jamily got another week after I come back from a holiday, and all being paid. So loving it, loving life at the moment. It's very good.
You're loving it.
Yeah, so welcome everybody. Give it Steve and Ryan a wave in comments. It's our job to make them feel as welcome as possible here in the Monte Zone. It's great to have them along. We are going to be going into talking to these guys in a lot of depth very shortly, asking them all about their exciting and awesome channel and some of the things that they've been doing and the investigations that they've been doing into the paranormal. But before we get there, we've obviously got to do our usual, and we've got some news to go through. This month's paranormal news. And I think Monty's going to kick us off with that, with something that he managed to find earlier this month.
I really should create a jingle for this segment. We need like a news kind of news jingle, don't we? But yeah. I'll just bring up a news article thingamajig. So this first one here, we had news from James Webb. The James Webb Telescope finds potential signs of alien life in the atmosphere of a distant planet. It's exciting because this planet lives in the Goldilocks zone of that solar system. So it's in that zone like the Earth, where it's not too close to the star that it's so hot that water turns to gas, but it's not so far away that water freezes into a solid, into ice. It's in that sort of liquid ocean spot. But the important thing that it's found by seeing the chemicals in the atmosphere. So when the planet goes in front of its host star, as that star's light shines through the atmosphere of the planet, the composition of that atmosphere blocks out certain wavelengths of light, and from those wavelengths that are blocked out, they can determine what chemicals that is. And what it's found is I don't know how to say it, dimethyl sulfide. It's found dimethyl sulfide, which is a chemical on Earth that's only created by phytoplankton, which is a life form. So it's quite exciting. Is it dimethyl? Oh, thank you.
Dimethyl, I think.
Dimethyl. Yeah. So we've been thinking that this is going to be one of the primary uses of Webb, to find things like this, and indeed, with one of the first planets it looks at in a Goldilocks zone around another star, it has found chemicals of life. So that's quite exciting. I think the star it orbits is a red dwarf star, and the planet in question is the excitingly named K2-18b.
They always come up with some great, exciting names for these things, don't they?
Yeah.
It always involves a lot of numbers. Yeah. But, it's quite exciting because it feels like second stage, doesn't it? Because, for the last, I guess, decade, we've been talking about how space exploration and technology has brought us to a stage where we can now say there are a vast number of planets that sit within this Goldilocks zone where, the chance of life could be very high on the percentage, but it feels like that next stage where they've kind of started to prove that, here we've got a Goldilocks planet that's giving signs that there is some sort of life similar to what we have on Earth. I mean, the next stage, I think, will be that they'll come across a planet and they'll find some buildings on Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe they have already.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe they have already.
Yeah, maybe.
I love the way
Certainly
with
feels that way with mine.
this is from Live Science magazine, and I love the way they've got all this science about what they found, and they broke it down into, I've lost it now. Somewhere here it says they found alien farts. Oh, there you go. They found alien farts. I just think that's great.
Is that because the sulfide that comes off of the reaction? So it's like,
yeah, brilliant.
Way to go, James Webb! You found alien farts.
Yes, exciting times. What's your next one, G?
Oh, next piece of news. Well, we were going to discuss. I'm sure everybody in chat has heard about it. Let us know what you think about this recent discovery from James Webb in chat. Let us know your thoughts. Some comments already coming through. Kevin, amazing telescope and the clarity of the pictures. Obviously, someone who's been checking it out. But yeah, let us know what you think, guys. But I'm sure everybody has heard this one in the news. But we were just going to discuss the thing that happened this month in Mexico. With members of the government there supposedly coming forward with mummies that they found that are non-human. So what does everybody think of this story? Let us know in chat what you guys are thinking thus far. I mean, I've seen lots of different things that for and against, really. So what are your guys' thoughts from Stephen Ryan?
Yeah, because I have heard about this. I looked into it a little bit. I don't know. Like when you look at them, you're like, really? It looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it? But I've seen like where they've done the X-rays of them, and it's supposedly like a single skeleton, isn't it? And but yeah, I'm not sure. And then I've seen I'm sure it's like some of the NASA people were saying, well, if these are legit, why don't you send out samples so we can all test them and see if there is actually something to it.
Yeah. They it's Jamie Mawson. He's a ufologist and journalist. He's the guy that's presented the evidence to Congress on the 19th of September. But as you say, from my point of view, there's no empirical scientific research been done on this yet. It's just it could be a piece of art, for all we know. The thing that goes against it is this person has come to Congress with examples of alien bodies and things in the past. This is not his first rodeo, and every time he's done it, it's been proved to be a fraud. So, I'm a little skeptical.
When you look at it, it's like something you'd see like a kid make at school, like out of paper mache or something.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's with things like this that I kind of go down that sort of thought process paradox, really, because I started thinking to myself, well, these are government people who have stood up on the world stage and presented these things, and you'd think that they'd be like, a lot of people are saying they look stupid, they look like they're made of paper mache. But in another way, you could look at that and go, well, maybe that's because that's what they look like. Or, like it seems that somebody behind the scenes didn't say they don't look that convincing. Like, if we're going to try and fake a load of people, let's at least try and make it look realistic. But everybody's instant reaction to it has been, oh my God, they look fake. Which, again, I start going that other way of like, maybe that means
they should be better than this. They should be better than this.
Yeah. But the thing because I haven't really looked into a lot, I'll be honest, just because, my gut reaction was the same as a lot of people. it looks like some sort of, ET that some child has tried to put together with clay. But I'd be interested to find out where the X-rays came from, whether the X-rays were supplied by the same people who presented them, or whether the X-rays were taken from an impartial party and team of people, because that would certainly fall underneath the empirical evidence sort of.
Yeah.
Kevin's saying they've been X-rayed, yeah, because the one of the stages was that they announced that they've been X-rayed, and that they do show that they're all one piece of skeleton, that it's not things that have been put together. So that's interesting.
I mean,
I think
it does have things inside it, but it looks quite hollow. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can see that's as good a picture as I can find of any X-ray, but that's not an X-ray. That looks to be like an ultrasound rather than an X-ray. But yeah,
you've also got to ask yourself the question: if they're trying to kind of hoax this, why?
I have no idea.
A question that we should be asking ourselves, because this was government people that came forward, right?
No, it was a journalist. It was a
journalist.
Yeah.
So it was presented at the Mexican Congress, wasn't it?
He
rather
brought
than
the
US
evidence
Congress?
It was found in Peru, I think, and or so he says, and he presented it to Congress. I guess it's just one of those stories we're gonna have to keep an eye on and see what comes of it. I guess more information will come out in coming weeks.
Definitely. Interesting. Right. So we were mentioning on last month's Monte Zone that we hadn't talked about Egypt for quite some time, on the pyramids.
Right.
Oh, sorry. You had
No.
Never mind.
No, it doesn't matter.
Never mind.
We can go through that one in a minute.
So this is only short, but I don't know if you guys have seen this. The video's all there ready to go, Monty. But this is a video that a paraglider took whilst flying over the top of the pyramids, which technically you're not allowed to do.
So, did he get told off for this?
Huh?
Did he get told off for this?
I don't know.
It's very cool. He's not going to try to land on it, is he?
Keep your eyes on the top of the pyramid.
Some kind of carvings. Graffiti?
Could be graffiti. I started to think that when I was editing the video, because obviously I've played around with the contrast to help the hieroglyphs stand out a little bit more. But obviously, as someone who's visited the pyramids and been inside at least Khufu's, I think, Khufu's, one thing that most people should know is that the insides of the pyramids, there is no hieroglyphs. There's no signs of anything. Now, Monty's right. Over the years, obviously, the pyramids have been stripped by their quartz, by various different people. A lot of it was done by a race called the Pirates, actually, wasn't it? I think they were called the Pirates or something. So there would have been people that would have been up there, and they could have done graffiti. These could be, still a couple of thousand years old, but it wasn't done by the Egyptians. But it'd be interesting to get closer, or someone to get closer, and see if this is from Egyptian times and what it means.
It's like when you go into the relieving chambers above the main chamber in Khufu's. In the Great Pyramid, there's lots of graffiti in the relieving chambers, Bob was here.
Yes, I've
stuff.
seen,
From
I've
like
seen that.
Victorian times and Roman times and all sorts of.
I've been up to that bit where you go up to the crack to the ceiling where you can see where all the different archaeologists have also over the years put their little carvings in as well. So yeah, you're absolutely 100% right. There is that inside, but otherwise it's there is no like Egyptian hieroglyphs about on the outside or inside of the pyramid that have been found so far.
Sean's popped by to give us a like while he's watching rugby this evening, so he can't join us, but he's popped by to give us a like. So thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean. Nice to see you. Enjoy the rugby.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, so let us know in chat what you think of these. Do you think they? I mean, I tried to get as close a look as I can. Some of them look like hieroglyphs, but some of them don't.
Yeah, no, that's
My eye.
I haven't heard about graffiti on the top of the Khufu's pyramid, so that's really interesting to see.
Yeah, and it's also interesting that you're not allowed to go to the top of the pyramid. It's been quite a restricted space for quite some decades. So maybe that's the reason.
Yeah.
And what does it say? What does it mean? What do you guys think?
I can't say. It looks like some of that script is Greek, and if that's Greek, that could kind of be around like the Ptolemaic era. I'm not really sure though. It is really hard to see what's going on with that, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they don't want people going up there now.
Yeah.
Just in case it is something.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly a
There
rare
you go.
glimpse. There you go.
I thought you'd be interested in that, Monty.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, that's very good. Do you want to talk about the?
Yeah, just lastly, let's let everybody know about what you found.
Yeah,
'Cause it's quite useful,
How do
especially
you,
if you guys want to research some of the subjects that we talk about a little bit
can
more.
you get rid of that? How do I get rid of? Oh, no, there I can get rid of it. There it's gone. There we go. Oh, no, not graffiti. Not on that now. So yeah, the All Domain and Anomaly Research Office (AARO). So Congress put together this
Committee.
this agency to look into all of the UAP phenomenon that they've been getting in recent years, and they've put together this website now where you can find all the different examples of the things that they covered all in one place, which is quite handy. And they've got reporting trends, so you can see when clusters of things come up, and so it's just to make people aware, really, that we've covered the things that have been going on in Congress, and when these things have been leaked or have come out, well, now we've got a website where it's all centralized, so case by case, or so it's just an interesting thing. On top of that as well, this month, NASA, as we know, as well as the Congress hearings that we've had for the past year, NASA launched its own investigation into UAPs and set up its own department looking into it. Well, they finally published their report this month into what they found. And long story short, I'll say not a lot, really. Their conclusions are inconclusive, is basically it.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
But they have made some recommendations that they are a thing, and they've categorized them. They don't believe they're of extraterrestrial origin, but they want to do more work to gather some more statistical analysis on them. Basically, they find that their data is poor, and they want more data. So, yes. But if you want to read that report from NASA on their UAP investigation, that is now out.
Would you mind, Monty, after the show, especially to the AAR site, putting a link in the description for anybody that wants to go and check it out?
Yes.
Monty shared it with me at the beginning of the month, which I was quite shocked at, because I was like, hold on a minute, he's sending me something about UFOs before I've seen it. What's going on here? But that's because I've had my head so far buried in the supernatural paranormal for the last few weeks that I haven't been keeping up to date with the latest things that have been going on. So it was a brilliant share. I checked it out immediately, and it is a really, really good website. It's got loads of interesting stuff on there to read. So if you are interested in the subject, Monty will put that link in the description and check it out at some point.
I will indeed.
Yeah, so that's it. I think that's the news, right?
That is the news.
Okay, so let's put the spotlight on our guys, Steve and Ryan from the Unexplained Files UK. Look, I wanted to invite these guys along to our Monty Zone and to meet all of you guys because I think it all started with, I don't know who it was from the guys that left a comment on one of my videos. And then I checked your channel and I think what you guys are doing is equally fabulous and really, really good. And I was enjoying the content. So I definitely wanted to have you guys on the show, get everybody to meet you. Hopefully they can go over to your channel as well and subscribe. We'll put a link in the description again after the show so people can check it out. But guys, I mentioned this to you off air before we got going, but first of all, I really want to get to know you as people rather than your channel. So so do you guys want to just quickly introduce yourself so we know who is Steve and who is Ryan?
Yeah, do you want to go first? Or?
Yeah, though I don't know where to start. I'm a Ryan. I make YouTube videos about paranormal stuff as of how many months now? 3 or 4?
About 4 months now.
Yeah. And I've been watching things to do with paranormal all throughout my life. Like growing up, me and my mum used to watch Most Haunted and all the live shows and stuff like that, and that was a good bit of fun. And outside of that, there's nothing really that fascinating about me. I look weird and I make YouTube videos about ghosts. That's your lot. I make music too. There's that.
Cool. Excellent.
All things you have in common with G, to be honest.
Hey, there we go.
He looks weird, makes music.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Steve. Yeah, I've been pretty much the same as Ryan, interested in the paranormal pretty much most of my life. I even remember as a kid kind of looking into it, watching shows, sitting in my room with my aunt's night vision camcorder trying to film orbs and stuff. And I've had like several experiences of my own like throughout the years. So yeah, I've been into all kinds of stuff from like paranormal, cryptids, ancient technology, UFOs. So there's a kind of a mix of everything in there, really.
Well, we'll definitely go down that rabbit hole of your experiences, later down the line. I forgot to say at the beginning of the interview, guys, if you've got any questions that you want to ask either Steve or Ryan or both of them together, please do drop it in chat. Those guys are looking at the chat as well, or I'll bring it to their attention and you guys can get answers to your questions as well. So, Monty, have you got anything you wanted to ask, guys?
No, I think Mickey's subscribed to their channel, so hopefully we'll get you some more subscribers as well while we're at it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm right in thinking that you started the channel, The Unexplained Files UK, around April of this year, is that right? Or started filming maybe around March time?
Yeah, it's May, wasn't it? Like we actually set the channel up, I think it was in April, and then I think we put out our first video at the beginning of May.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
God, you're doing really, really well.
You're 300 subscribers or somewhere in that region.
Yeah, just a tad over.
Yeah,
nice.
Heading towards 400. For 4 months, that's really good. You've got to be pretty pleased with the way it's going.
Laura B's already subscribed as well, so that's another person subscribed. I've subscribed.
Yeah, much appreciated.
The other thing I was going to ask, so please do excuse me if I get this wrong, but you guys are based sort of in North Devon, is that right?
Yeah,
I got it right. Yeah.
So we're not too far away.
Yeah, no. So because we've already sort of been chatting online, and we've mentioned about collaborating in the future, and that would definitely be cool to get out on location together. Yeah, that would be really, really wicked. So based in North Devon, so these guys are local to our county, guys, if you are watching, and you're from Devon as well. So yeah, Southwest. Are you guys Southwest born and bred, or somebody?
I'm guessing not from the accents.
Essex.
Essex, yeah.
Essex.
You saw the lights.
And yourself as well, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that how you met? Because of a common.
Believe it or not, I'm the uncle nephew.
Yeah.
My God,
There we go.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so was it a family progression that moved from Essex to North Devon, or?
Yeah. Well, I actually went off and lived in America for a while beforehand, and then I came back probably, I don't know how long ago it was, like 9-10 years ago.
About
and
10 years ago.
yeah,
And we
came back to Devon. So.
Oh, I forget how old I am. I think we've been down here for like 19, 20 odd years now. So we've been here for a long time. And yeah, he came over about 10 years ago. And then, because we've made videos in the past as well. Like we started like moving towards making videos and stuff. I had an old vlog channel, which couldn't be forgotten about. And we wanted to make videos for a while. And then we slowly just moved into paranormal. And then here we are.
Well, it's all good practice, you know. Like most people who have successful channels, it's never their first. People, you know, go through quite a few test channels first. That's what I've heard anyway. So,
yeah.
Cool. So,
where did you live in America?
I was in Ohio for 7 years, and then Illinois for a year. Yeah.
It's like looking in a mirror.
I meant to say, yeah.
Yeah, because I used to live in the States as well. So
That was you?
yeah.
Whereabouts
Not
was
so far
you?
as that. I was in Phoenix in Arizona.
Oh, nice. I never got out that way. So.
Well, I've never been there. What was the first one you said? Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
I would love to though, because you know, if I got in a plane now and landed there, I'd be out Bigfoot hunting. You could be sure. Of that.
Yeah. I wasn't so much back into that kind of thing back then. Like still the paranormal, but not so much Bigfoot and that.
Same. I wasn't. I wasn't into it when I was in Arizona. I wish I was, because again, Arizona is the state that's had plenty of reports and sightings and stuff. You'd be surprised with it being desert, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. So you mentioned earlier on when we were doing like introductions about yourself that, I mean, I think it was Steve, you said that you'd had a couple of experiences. What about yourself, Ryan? Was it just an interest that developed through that family love of, or have you had experiences before you started?
I can't say I've had any like strict experiences. In fact, the first time where I'd ever been like, okay, I can't deny this is something strange, was, funnily enough, in a video, the video where we hear a shuffle in the hallway. That was my first time going, oh, right, that's something's happening there. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And so but moving into like making videos and stuff, I think it just, like you said, developed from like a love from watching it in my childhood and growing up and seeing other channels and stuff. I'm going, I want to give that a go. I think I'd be good for that. And getting into it. But some of the experiences videos, those are the ones.
Who's the main video editor between you guys then?
That would be me.
So you're the editor.
Yeah.
The music man, the editor.
Yeah.
And so Steve, are you the cameraman?
I'm like the tech guy, I suppose. Yeah. I look after most of the equipment and that. So yeah, that's my role.
Cool. The way you were talking about the shuffling, Ryan, is that the episode the ghost is running after us?
I think so. Yeah, that's the one. The first time we went to that place.
I've got a question for you. Have you guys analysed that sound?
When I'm in editing, I've gone over it time and time again to see if I can figure out what it was. I personally can't. Even when we went back a second time, and we've heard noises. Was it even similar to that?
No, not quite like that. We did hear some loud kind of bangs and that.
Yeah.
But
the best thing I can think it sounds like is if you're like in a tight hallway and someone shuffles past, like and a coat scrapes against a wall. That's what comes to my mind when I hear that every time. But other than that, I still to this day can't figure out what it was.
I couldn't help myself when I was taking that piece of footage off of one of your videos. I couldn't help myself, and I was like, I've got to get into this sound a little bit more. And I've done a little bit of like analyzing it, and I specifically want to play it to Monty. But before, I guess I could do it. It's actually the second video on the video that I've got lined up that's already in the studio. I guess I could play it now. But what I wanted to ask you before I play it, I believe that the location that you were at was previously a leisure centre, correct?
Mm.
And it burnt down. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, parts of it.
Part
are
of
burnt down,
it, yeah.
Now, from watching the video, I obviously, it's very obvious that Ryan, you used to frequent this leisure centre before it burnt down and did judo or taekwondo. Karate. I need to ask a question. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to save it. I'll ask it later because it'll give away too much. Monty, could you line that video up? And then what I'll do is I'll move it to the middle part of the video or the section of the video where what the guys are talking about. So what we're going to play for you now is this is from one of the guys' episodes, which is called Ghost. Is it called Ghost is Running After Us? No, that's not right. What's it called?
It's been too long. I've slept since then. It's gone.
Right, hold on.
Good evening, Queen of Hearts. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you found us finally. But good evening, Queen. I hope you're well on this Friday evening.
Oh, that's it.
I just want to go quickly back while you're finding that. I just want to go quickly back from a comment from Smiler Rainbow that made me smile. I don't know if we mentioned this at the time, but when we were looking at the Egypt pyramids with the graffiti on the top, she said maybe it's Egyptian for this way up. Which made me laugh. Very good, Smiler. Very good.
There we go. Ghost runs after us. There we go. It's so difficult with this thing, this slider. So this is Ghost runs after us. So this is a snippet. Now what I'm doing is Steve shared with me a time index. I'm playing pretty much most of that time index. At the end of it, what I've done is I've kind of chopped the segment of the footage where the mysterious sound happens. And then what I've done is then I've tried to boost the sound, and then I've also detached the sound, and we're just listening to the sound with no picture. And I'll be interested to get your thoughts, Monty, on what you think it is.
If that was you, can you walk up to that device again, please? We've got devices in the corner as well that you can touch.
Hello?
Did everybody hear that?
Just about.
I don't know. The volume's as high as it can get.
Yeah, I can't make any louder.
Devices in the corner as well that you can touch.
Well, don't worry, because I'll make the sound louder in a minute.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Laura B's hiding behind her hands, biting her nails. I've really got to get a night vision camera.
I did, but then it was rubbish, so I sent it back. So I need to ask you guys what you're using for night vision, because I'd be really interested. And especially whether I just bought a camera with night vision, and I've had to send it back because the batteries were lasting like 10 minutes each battery once you put the night vision on. It's rubbish. Anyway, getting back to what we're talking about. So I've just paused it here. Now I'm going to play it. I think I'll play it once through the segment where you hear the noise at normal volume. Then I boost the volume.
Sounds like someone playing squash.
Let us know in chat whether you
What's a squash
think
court?
it's something
It is, yeah.
particular. I'll play that all
Was it
again.
a squash court?
Yeah.
It's a leisure centre.
There's only one other thing I can think.
So I was going to ask you, because I would have thought Monty would have got this, because I did consider squash like a sound of people playing squash. But would there have been at this leisure centre when it was up and running, would there have been a snooker or a pool table?
What was it there? I don't remember ever seeing one, but
Because to me, it sounds like a ball being pocketed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I have one thought that is sort of that I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. When I can just imagine now, if someone's wearing their karate gi, right, and it's very sort of like they're quite stiff, and if you've starched them, if you throw the punch and then it twists, there's kind of a material rotation, a snap when you've got the punch, and it kind of gives me that feel. I don't know.
Okay, we've got a really interesting comment from Laura B. Is that one of your guys' friends? Do you know who Laura B is?
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, she said that I know that leisure centre and a guy passed away in that squash court. So
Yeah, I
could be
think
squash.
someone had a heart attack in there or something.
Well,
Well,
I
it
can
sounds like squash. You know when someone plays a
That was a squash court.
a
That when
squash
we was in.
hand, and it bounces off the back wall and then the side wall, and then someone hits it with a racket, and you get that kind of, you know, that kind of like bang bang clang of the racket. It sounded like a double hit on a wall and a hit of the racket. That's what it
It's
sounded
just
like
that
to me.
It sounded like it was out in that corridor bit, just outside that door.
Yeah.
Though, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whether because I can see both sides of the fence of like the squash sound, and I can also, for me,
Yeah.
I was hearing a ball being pocketed. But what I'm kind of pleased to say is that it is definitely, because when you listen to it in normal sort of volume, it could just be something falling in the background, or it could be somebody walking, or something like that. But when you boost the sound and you really listen to it, it's like a structured sound. It's not something falling down, if that makes sense. Like it's not something that's just like it sounds like it's got what I mean by that is it's got like sort of 3 different sounds to it. So if it was something that's falling, it would have had to hit several things in quick succession. So I definitely think it's a really, really interesting sound.
Yeah,
I
because
swear,
initially we was thinking it was like a person. There was someone in the building with us. We was like, oh god. But there's, you know, you would have heard them leave because there's no way you could walk through there because of all the debris on the floor and that you could walk through without making any noise. In there.
Making loads of noise.
Like someone's thrown skimmed a stone down the corridor or something like that. Yeah. But no, that's just hilarious that my first thing went to, it sounds like a squash court, and it was a squash court. That didn't even figure in my thought process. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, because me and Monty played a lot of snooker together, so I was thinking he would hear the ball sound the same as I did. But,
I did. As soon as you said it, I heard it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I do see what you're saying." Yeah.
Yeah, same with the squash. As soon as you said that, I heard it. But it's quite, you know, it's a good capture what you guys have got, because I think, as I say, it's quite a structured sound.
Because you've got the cue hitting the ball, you have the ball hitting the other ball, and you've got the ball cracking into the pocket. So you got that da 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 thing. I definitely hear
Like
it.
the free sound, yeah. So it does, you know, just the nature of the sound eliminates quite a lot. So I thought that was quite interesting. So yeah, very good. Okay, so just getting back to some questions. Don't forget, guys, if you've got any questions for Stephen Ryan, if you want to ask them anything about where they've been and investigated, or where they're planning to go in the future, get your questions going. I was busy in the flow of things. Good evening, Queen. Great to see you along. Yeah, I was worried about Queen this week and emailed her to check that she was okay. And we finally got Stealth Andy Steve on with us, who
Hey.
accidentally came on Wednesday thinking it
I
was the
know.
live stream.
He was like, "Oh no, this is Star Trek. This is not my bag. It's not my thing at all."
Good to see you. Well, good to see everyone. And everyone that's in chat, please don't forget to like the video and share. It all really does help. Okay, so before we get into some more of your like best activity or your best investigations that you've done, I guess one thing I wanted to ask you is like, what's the dream? Where do you want to go with the channel?
If we could do it full time at some point, that would be ideal, because obviously it's something we love doing and like we're interested and passionate about. And if it could ever get to that point, that'd be awesome. But you know, we still do it because we love it, whether anything comes of it or not. But that would be ideal, really.
I think in big part for me, just going out and filming the videos and like editing it all together and seeing it become a finished product that was kind of like what I grew up watching, for me is already like kind of what I wanted out of the channel. But also seeing a little bit of success with it, it's kind of like, how far can this go? That's what's exciting for me anyway.
You start with just the I want to see my edited work of art come to fruition, and that is payment enough, that it's there and it's up, and some people have watched it. But then as you get a few more views and a few more subscribers, you get that hunger, don't you? You're watching the analytics backstage and you're like, oh, there's more, and then there's more. And it gets a little bit obsessive.
We were talking about that off air and just saying you've got to be careful of not getting too obsessive about it. Got a great question from Kevin in chat. He says, do you find buildings more atmospheric, or for example out in the woods, like investigating, which do you find you get the most?
For me personally, on a different note, I find like the buildings to be more nerve-wracking for me, because I'm more concerned that there's going to be people in them.
Yeah.
Because we've been to some like proper dodgy buildings and some dodgy areas, and I'm always like concerned about other people being there rather than anything kind of paranormal. But yeah, I don't know really. I
think buildings are more, I don't want to say intimidating to me, but there's something about being in a space that used to be lived in or used to be used that's now not, that just doesn't quite feel right. It lets me feel more of like, what could this have been? Or like, I remember the one place we went to where they were growing a certain substance that there's one corridor where we were walking down and I saw the graffiti of like a huge face in the thing. And just knowing that was a place that people used to live in or used to be at, it didn't feel right without people being there. Like, it's still recognizable. This is a place where people have been, but it's just not used anymore. And it's something that feels strange about that. But I love exploring it, finding more about it.
Cool. I think when you're in a woods, I mean, there are some pretty spooky woods, as Gee knows. He's been to some, but generally a woods is kind of a place that's full of life and things. But when you go to like a decrepit old building, it's just full of decay. And I think it's that kind of gives it that ominous atmosphere straight away.
We usually feel quite calm when we're doing anything outdoors, don't we? Like in forests or.
I can kind of deny some things though. Like if I hear rustling or shuffling in the distance, I can say it's an animal, it's fine. But if we're in a building, there's one way in and one way out, and I'm hearing these same shuffles, I'm a bit more uncomfortable now.
Thank you, Smiler. Smiler, who is one of our wrenches for the channel and moderators, has put your link to your channel in the chat. So if anybody wants to go and check that out, made life severely easy for you. We had another great question from Laura B. Where would you most like to explore? Could be anywhere in the world.
Ooh. I really don't know. There's so many
the thing with us is obviously, like, I know you've got a lot of channels that go around faking stuff, to get views and that. That's why there's not loads of activity or not much in our videos. So if we can get to like a legit place that's got, like real reported activity in it and something good happens there, I'd be happy. I don't care where it is. but just something where there's a good chance that, you know, some crazy stuff's going to go down.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is, you know, I haven't watched all of your content of thus far, you know, but I've certainly watched a number of videos. And the one thing that I'm liking it is a similar mindset to myself, that if I've got to upload a video where I don't have any activity on it whatsoever, as long as the investigation is good and I can share the investigation with people, that's what's important, not the result. Because if you're going out and getting activity every single time you do something, the chances are that probably you're either creating that or you're getting so carried away with the momentum of everything that you're almost unnaturally creating it, you know, unconsciously creating it. So, and you know, on your I think one of your latest videos where you were doing it solo, Steve, and you were talking about waffling, and I sort of gave you a comment and said, don't ever worry about waffling. And the thing is, what was great about that video is you were sharing so much information about the location and the area that you were in, the background, the history, and all of these things are entertainment for people because it's a learning process. So whether you see something freaky or paranormal or whatever, you've come away with that with some value, that you've learned something, seen something new. And so keep doing that because it's really, really good. And yeah, I like the fact that you guys just said that and that you're not worried about always inserting the activity. It's about the story and it's about you guys as well. Don't forget that.
Cheers.
Fun question from the Queen of Hearts. Have either of you ever bottled it and abandoned it for the night? We've just gone, nope. That's a total nope from me.
I feel there was only one spot we didn't go back to was what was the name? I forget what we called it. There's that nap house, whatever it was called. We went there once, and that was a cool experience. We explored that, but the second time we went back, we were just like, I'm not going to get us to want to go.
And the only reason was because there'd been like kids or whatever there, and all the windows had been smashed, and there was chairs that had been thrown out the top windows and that were on the floor downstairs. So
and like things like rice had been chucked in the walkway. So it's like someone was listening out for anyone going near there.
So that's why we didn't go back there. But if we would have gone somewhere and thought like it could be paranormal activity, that's what we're there for. So I don't think we'd be bottling out of that. But if we're a bit wary about, you know, who's about and that, then maybe so.
Yeah.
And from Kevin, as you're not scared of anything paranormal, you're more concerned about sort of vagrants or something like that, more on the human scale of things. Are you ever scared of bringing anything evil home with you from any of these sites?
I'm not.
I wouldn't say so. No, like I've got my own methods of keeping myself safe, like in that realm of things. So I feel quite comfortable in that. I think a big part of it is mindset as well. If you go in there thinking, "Oh, something's gonna have a bad time," or something bad could happen, then you're kind of opening yourself up to a bit of trouble. That's how I feel, anyway. Like in the video that went up today, one of the things that came up is on the Spirit Talker app. It said, "I'm attached." And now everyone kind of got a bit nervous when you see that. But to me, I'm just thinking like, well, you know, you said you're stuck in the space. Are you attached to this place? And making it like known that as far as us being attached, we're not having that. I think if you shut that down and keep it good in your own head, then you'll be all right.
So it's a good question that Kevin's asked because it leads nicely on to something that I was interested in. And that is, you know, when you go out on investigation, do you do anything protective to protect yourself? Because I've recently, you know, I'll be honest, I don't know that much about the supernatural paranormal. I've recently been on quite a journey of discovery and delving into the subject a lot more. And in that short period of time, because I've had the lucky opportunity to go out with, you know, several spiritual mediums, they find it really, really important to do protection circles before you start doing any investigation. Like, do you guys do that, or don't you, or it's not something you feel is necessary?
I mean, I think we do things a little bit differently. Like for example, I've got like a talisman that I made that I wear that I feel like keeps me safe. And I think the only thing as far as what we both do is when we go to a space, like opening it up at the start, letting it be known that that's the time for communication, setting our limits of how, you know, we want to interact and what we're willing to put up with, for want of a better term, and then closing off the space at the end. So it's kind of like a safety net for us of like, this is the time, whatever happens here, that happens, but when it's closed and it's done, and we'll move on. And if I was to feel like that was uncomfortable after, I would have my own like rituals or things I would do, like personally, to feel better about that.
Cool. I mean, just going back to that question that somebody asked earlier about the woods or buildings, I think, you know, for me, I think you're going to get more activity in buildings. That's my personal opinion, because I tend to lean more on the side that believing in residual energy. So, you know, that's where a lot of activity happens. I'm not saying that it would be absent in the woods, but the woods is definitely a scarier place to be, because when I'm in a building, I can stand against a wall and I've got that behind me. Whereas in the woods, in the dark, you just, you know, I've been out with some people who stay overnight by themselves in some of the craziest wooded areas, and I'm just like, I would never do that. I would probably be an hour in and I'd have a heart attack. But yeah, it's interesting. What we got in chat? According to Crystal G, I would be useful to you from a spiritual protection point of view. Yeah, that's true. When we went out with Crystal Karen to the Charlotte Diamond Memorial, she did some protection for us then.
I have to say, that's the first time I came across anything like that. I was like, oh, you know, it's all, again, like yourself, it's all a bit of a learning experience for me as well. But,
yeah, definitely.
I suppose at the end of the day, you know, we don't really know what it is, so you could be stirring up anything and not know it. So I suppose you got to be careful to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe in the if you believe in the phenomena, you know, I've spoken to some people, you know, recently, and as I said, had some really great opportunities and experiences. But what's been a real pleasure is that the majority of those people that I've collaborated with or interacted with, you know, focus very much on the light side of spiritual mediumship, but they have only once or maybe twice in their life experienced the dark, like truly the dark. And when they've kind of explained it to me, it's kind of like, this is real serious, like, stuff, you know. And that's why I think they're so focused in on the protection, because if you the big thing is talking about demons more than anything else, because that's a spirit that's hanging around the planet that wasn't ever a human. And so yeah, it was an interesting question to ask, I guess. But you know, everybody does things differently, like you're saying. You've got your talisman, your personal item that you carry, and I guess people can find protection in different ways.
Kevin asked, have you ever taken an animal with you, like a dog that senses things we don't?
We haven't yet, but maybe in the future. We have a new puppy who we like to call the unexplained dog, so we may take him with us at some point.
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah.
What's the puppy?
He's a border collie.
Yeah.
How old is he now? Like six or 7 months? Maybe not that old, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to be around that at least. I'm not sure, but
yeah, we're big dog lovers here on the Vault.
He's a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah, working dog.
Yeah, but when they get into their mojo, it can be quite scary when they're staring at empty space and sort of like head movements and stuff. It's kind of it can freak you out a little bit. Cool. Well, we've obviously seen one of the locations where you had some significant activity, and I'm sure if everybody goes and checks out your channel and checks out all your videos, they're going to see you've had much more activity than what we're just talking about on this show. But there was another location that you told me about, Steve, where you had quite some really strong EMF activity. Do you mind if I play that now?
No, go ahead.
Cool, and then we can talk about it a little bit afterwards. Monty, would you mind bringing that video that's just backstage back into the... and then I need to take it back to the beginning.
If there is anybody here, if you are comfortable or uncomfortable with us being here, we would appreciate it if you could make it known to us. These devices that we have here will tell us that you're here, The device in my hand will light up when you get close. The device on the floor just down there will beep when you get close. If you step near it, you can indicate to us you're here.
Is Arthur or his wife with us?
Oh. Is that a yes, perhaps? If so, would you step away from this device for us? Thank you so much. Are you happy with us being here? If you are, could you make it light up again? If you're unhappy with us being here, would you make this device light up? And if so, we will leave.
Scary music. I was like, oh.
But that was some real interesting, you know, especially when Ryan, you said, you know, can you step away, and then boom, the lights dropped. But it's a shame that you missed that first moment when the EMF reacted when you asked about who was it. Well, actually, first of all, tell us what's this location? Where were you at?
That was a place called Chapel Wood, and it's like there's a 12th century chapel there, right in the edge of the forest area.
Right, 12th century, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
And you called out to a particular. You asked if somebody was there. Who was it that you asked?
I forget the names. Arthur and I forget the wife's name, but apparently their ashes are spread there. There's like a little plaque memorial thing on the floor where their ashes are.
Ah, right. So that's where you knew that. I just wondered if you'd had any previous encounter with something there. No. Okay. Let us know in chat what you thought of that one. That was quite exciting piece of activity on the EMF reader, but just another good example of what the guys do when they're out and about and investigating. What do you think, Monty?
Very cool. It did make goosebumps come up on my arms.
Yeah. Especially when it said you step away and it just went...
Yeah, it just... Poosh. So, oh, Christ.
That's the thing with like the K2 meter as well, because a lot of people give us grief about using it. So we always try and, you know, make sure we take plenty of precautions, you know, like making sure our phones are off or in airplane mode and that, and, you know, making sure we've got no electronic devices like right near it that's going to set it off, because obviously, you know, it can easily do that. So we try and take as many precautions as we can to avoid any interference with that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, if you guys don't mind, I don't know if you you managed to watch the Bodmin video that I did. It's on that same video, Monty. So,
oh, is it?
Where we were at the Charlotte Diamond Memorial, and I don't know if you know about the Charlotte Diamond story.
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
So Charlotte Diamond was murdered in the 16th century on Dartmoor, no, Bodmin Moor, sorry, and we went to her memorial. Is basically where her body was found, and myself and Monty, because I was too scared to go by myself at night, so I brought Monty along with me, and also Crystal Karen, who's in chat with us. I'm just going to play a little bit of the EMF activity from that location. I was thinking about maybe saying if she was, you know, free-spirited and a bit of play, that we could play a game where she could make the lights move on the machine just for the sake of making it and let us know that she's here and with us.
We're here for you to honour your life and to remember you as a free spirit, loving person that you were. So, bring your energies in, Chris. Let us know. Yes. We're here for loving.
Can you guys hear what Karen's saying well enough?
Not quite. It's a bit muffled, but we can just about make it out, I think.
Yeah, when those first lights went up, she said, "Bring your energies into us."
Light. Bring the playful energies in. Come, love and light. Thank you. It's okay. We mean you no harm. Okay. Come forward. That's all right. I know it's all strange to you. Feel our energies. We come with peace in our hearts. An unconditional love. We ask you to light up the lights and let us know. Okay, thank you. All right. Perfect. You're here. Baby girl. Thank you. So you are a free spirit. You love light, life. If you want to go all the way up to the lake, you can, lovely.
She's just asked if the spirit could make it go all the way up to the red, and it's going on the red.
Okay.
There you go. That's that for the minute. But yeah, what did you guys think of that?
It's always the thing that always impresses me is like how responsive it is. Like it's not just a case of these are just random flashes. Like it feels like it's genuinely responding to what's being said. That's what intrigues me.
Yeah.
It was fascinating watching Karen, and that when we were there, we, like yourselves, we had to make sure that our electronic devices were far enough away. Even the fact that the memorial itself is made of granite and gives off radon radiation, so you have to put it away from that as well, and getting it all in the right place and all set up right. And then when she went on to talk about her murder and ask her questions about it, like the lights just disappeared, gone, didn't want to know. And then she turned the subject around to what she thought of Dartmoor and the animals, the ponies, the sheep, and suddenly it was back up in the red, going. It went absolutely mental. It's just like, whoa.
I mean, yeah. What happened was basically, I got a real strong feeling that this spirit was connecting with Karen more than anybody else. And what Karen was telling us was that, the spirit did not really want to stay on the subject of her death or a murder, etc. But she was a very free spirit. So I then had the idea, well, let's frame this as if it's a game. If she's a fun-loving spirit, let's ask her if she can play a game and light up the lights. And as soon as we started talking about that, and it was all more fun focused, we just seemed to get such strong activity. We did a lot of testing in this location to ensure that we didn't have any electrical devices anywhere near the thing and the EMF reader. So it was pretty good evening. Yeah, as Smiler's saying in chat, female energy. Charlotte, obviously a female. Karen was a female. Probably quite obvious to latch on to that female energy. So the next bit that I've got in this video is where I was telling you earlier that I did a white noise experiment, Trinity Church and graveyard. So it's a ruined church, and a graveyard still there. The original footage is 9 minutes long, but I've cut it down to about 4.5 minutes.
I was about to say.
Did you want to watch it, or I can save it for later if we've got time?
Yeah, let's watch it.
I don't mind.
Yeah, let's watch.
Okay, so I guess I'll just play it to you, but this is probably up there as one of the most freaky things that I've done, and yeah, it's definitely up there in the top 2.
This is too loud. Let me see if I can turn it down because I don't want it coming on really loud here. Is that bringing the volume down? Right. I'm going to start playing now, okay? And you let me know when it's. I'm going to ask Sid to speak in a minute, and then I'm going to see.
So I wanted to play you this part of the footage because I'm showing you guys that what he's trying to do is he's trying to put white noise into the headphones, and I'm telling him that it's not loud enough, I can still hear what you're saying in the room.
Yeah, okay. We're going to go louder than that, alright? Right now.
So can you just say something now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Louder.
Like that. Can you hear me?
I can hear that you're speaking, but I can't tell what you're saying, so that's fine.
Does that feel comfortable? Yeah? You happy with that?
So just to explain, for a white noise experiment, you've got white noise playing really loudly in your ears, so you can't hear anything, and then you're blindfolded, so you can't see anything. If anybody's watched Stranger Things, it's that sort of kind of
sensory deprivation type thing.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Have you followed us around tonight? Are you affecting G?
I feel incredibly sad.
Is this Annabelle? Are you making these feelings on G? Are you upset that we're in here? Are you a male? Did you take your own life?
I just want to point out at this moment that I'm full on crying.
Step back from G, don't affect him too much.
Sorry, guys, I can't turn it up any louder.
It's getting cold. For the camera, it's getting very cold in here. Please step back from G, don't affect him too much. Just let him know you're around. Can you touch him on the knee? Touch him on the knee. Can you affect G by touching him on the leg? Okay.
Ow.
Take it back. Step back, step back, step back. Right, G. Right. You alright?
That's, actually,
Yeah. No.
No? Let's have a step back. It was intense, wasn't it?
I just
Real
felt so
emotion.
sad straight
Yeah.
away.
It's okay. I've asked him to step back.
I heard the word down as well.
Down?
Down.
Okay.
Just very silently like down. It was a male voice as well.
It
It
was a
sounded
male.
quite bassy. It was down.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. That's all it sounded like.
that's pretty much most of it. But sorry about the sound for those of you that can't hear. What I will be doing somewhere down the line is I will be making a full video out of this, and I'll be showing this completely unedited, because as I said, it lasted for about 9 minutes, and I'll boost the volume for that. Didn't think to do that for this, but yeah. Any questions?
That was just very remarkably visceral. Like immediately when you're watching that, you could see how much it was affecting you.
Yeah, well, actually, funny enough, it wasn't until I watched it back, I didn't realize. I guess it's a little bit like being hypnotized. I didn't realize I was hyperventilating so badly. But I do remember it was about a minute into the exercise that I just instantly felt so sad. really oppressive, and I just couldn't help but cry. And I was at one point I was proper sobbing, and when I took the eye clothing off, my whole face was wet. But yeah, there was a bit in there where, as well, on the footage, I say that it's gone really, really cold. Kevin did have an instrument with a temperature gauge on it, but unfortunately, he didn't think. He just made a comment to the camera that the temperature's gone down in the room, but he didn't check the instrumentation to be able to prove that. But then that was being mentioned when other people were sat in the chair, and I was checking the instrumentation, and there wasn't any temperature drop. But right where we are, there was a window which has got no glass in it, where it was getting kind of quite windy, and it was late at night, and it was blowing the wind through. So I think that's what possibly was making the room cold. I don't know. But yeah, it was just one of the. It took me a good sort of half an hour to get over that. For us to be able to carry on the evening, because I just kept sort of, I stepped up from that chair and went over to the other side of the room, and I started bawling my eyes out again. But I don't know why, and I'm not an easy crier either.
No, you're not. I was quite surprised. Where was this again, G?
This is Trinity Church Graveyard in Buckfastleigh.
Right.
Which basically, just to give you a little bit of a short background, it's been through quite a horrible history, this place, because it was burnt down several times in the 16th century. But back in it's either 1992 or 1997, as the story goes, the current holding priest went into the church one night and found a bunch of Satanists in the church near the altar and threw them out of the church. Several nights later, the church burnt down and the fire was started from the altar area. And that fire back in the 90s decimated the whole roof and everything. And nobody's bothered to repair it since. Now it's just become a bit of a ruin where pretty much most of the walls are there, but no ceiling, no floor, nothing like that. And also, one of the key things about this location, which we didn't get into, and the specific reason why we didn't get into it, it holds a tomb of a lord that used to reign over that area around Buckfastleigh back in the 15th or 16th century. And he's the inspiration for Arthur Conan Doyle's character from The Hound of the Baskervilles, the evil man, because he had this reputation as a really evil lord. So his tomb is huge. It's massive, that sits outside the church, and it's actually like quite a tourist sort of thing. It's a very well known. There's loads of plaques up there which says about its connection to Arthur Conan Doyle. But I don't think that at any point we should glamorize or celebrate somebody who's evil. So I didn't want anything to do with that or bringing any attention to it. So we didn't actually film any of that area. But that's also what this location is really well known for.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, yeah, for those people who couldn't hear it, it will be video coming up on one of our channels.
I'm taking a bit of a break from the supernatural paranormal and going back into a little bit into ufology and other stuff. But I will upload this to the Underground Paradox at some point, this full investigation. Just to answer some of the questions in chat. Karen, I was out with Kevin, who did all the protective stuff at the beginning of the evening and all the close down at the end of the evening. So please do not worry. I wouldn't have put myself in this situation if I didn't have the right people around me, because I'm too much of a novice. And then Mickey asked, did you get poked in the side at one point? No, what happened was, I don't know if you heard on the video, but Kevin was asking if the spirit could touch my knee, I think, or my leg. And my hand was on my leg. And what I recall feeling, and I talk about it in the footage that was just about to play, is it felt like a spider ran over my hand. So I quickly brought up my hand like that because I thought I had a spider on it. But then when I brought my hand up, my hand hurt like hell. And it was really hurting. And that's when they stopped the exercise, because I was going, ow, ow, and it was really hurting my hand. So that was extremely weird as well. There you go.
There you go. Thank you very much for that, G.
So before we go on to playing a game, have we got any more last questions?
I've got a question. I've got a question.
Yeah.
Of all of the paranormal subjects that you yourselves are interested in, do you have a favourite? Because you got, like, I don't know, hauntings and cryptids and UAPs and ancient technologies, or what's your favourite paranormal subject?
My one is Dogman.
Dogman.
Yeah, if you've ever heard of that term, werewolves, Dogman.
Yeah,
certainly have.
Yeah, that's. I've been fascinated by that for years. Wouldn't like to encounter one. So.
Yeah, well, it's interesting when you kind of think about all the Dogmen reports, because they always come. Most of them come with an element of fear, right?
Yeah.
They think that this thing is a predatory creature, and I was discussing recently that on a video about how it's the opposite with Bigfoot sightings. Most of the Bigfoot sightings, people talk about it being a really timid creature that wants to run away and hide. And, you know, there are certainly cases and reports of it being aggressive and violent.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the other way around for Dogmen. It's like most of the reports are kind of this thing was hunting us, or it was scaring the living daylights out of us. And there's very few cases where they say it was kind of benign in nature.
It's funny, actually, because there's an area which is only about 50 minutes from here that there was some reports around like the mid-90s of like Dogman sightings. So
there's a lot in the southwest, actually.
Yeah, so we're going to probably do a video for that at some point.
Cool. Well, I'd love to join you on that one if I can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Quick question from Stealth Andy Steve. Sorry, Andy, I missed your question earlier. Andy asked, between the both of you, who feels it first when you're on site somewhere, and you know you get the feeling?
Probably you. Yeah, probably me. You can see it reflected in the videos. I'll be looking there with a shocked face and like, what was that? And then Steve's just grinning and smiling and laughing, and I'm kind of the one who's just like, what is going on? And then he'll laugh, and I'm like, right, okay, cool, locked back in.
So Ryan, you're the sensitive, you're the one, and yeah. Sorry, Andy, missed that one, but I got it in there. No. We got it in there in the end.
Cool. I had my last question, but I can't remember what it was now. It was to do with something you were just talking about. Well, no, Steve said Dogmen, but we didn't get an answer from Ryan.
Yeah.
I like cryptids. It's I don't do much research into it because it's more like I get frustrated because I just want to know more, and no definitive answers frustrates me. But then also, like, you know, spirits and ghosts and hauntings and stuff like that. And sometimes I like how they intersect. So probably cryptids and ghosts and hauntings and stuff like that.
Cool. Good question. Whoever that came from. Was that you, Monty?
That was me. Yeah. Quick question from Smiler Rainbow. Have you got any good pointers for night vision cameras?
I'm just trying to think. Do you want to grab the bag? I'll grab the camera because I can't remember the model. It's a Sony. It's our one's. It's not cheap though. I think it was like 700 quid. So, but,
holy moly!
Yeah. It's AX53, a Sony AX53 that we use as our main night vision. But then again, because we've also got one like this as well, and that's just like a cheap action camera, and you can take the cap off and remove the infrared filter.
Right.
And then you just put a IR light with it, and you've got a night vision camera. So that's a cheap option.
Cheap way.
But then,
you will have to, because I've got two of them. So you will have to talk to me about that and explain what you do with it.
Yeah, because of a lot of them, you can just screw the lens off, and then you just have to make sure you screw it back on enough so the focus is right. Because otherwise, you can put it all back together, and then it's out of focus or something. But yeah, it's if you pick them up cheap, you can do that mod easy.
Awesome. obviously know a bit about your cameras then. That's good.
A little.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a good learning process, isn't it? Though, when you go out filming, you just learn more and more and
but
more.
we do like the Sony one. Like, it was a big investment, but it's really good with the image stabilization and that. We do lose focus with it a fair bit, when we're filming, but it's still a good camera. Gets good footage, so. Yeah.
I think sometimes the loss of focus and that adds to the drama of the scene. So it's not always a bad thing.
So one of the things that we love to do here on the Monty Zone is we often play a game with pictures, because we like to test our audience's ability to be objective and use their investigative eye. If everybody's happy, we can play the game. What's wrong with this picture? You guys want to play?
Yeah, my investigative eye. We'll have to look really close.
Okay, so it's going to be in a video this time, so I'll have to stop and start it. The idea of this one is we've played loads of real or fake before. To explain it to everybody at home, this is a speed round, and the people that will win Monty Zone points are... So we've got the guys in the studio playing. So Steve, Ryan, and Monty are all playing against each other, and you guys on chat are playing against each other. So whichever one of them shouts out first what they think is wrong with the picture and they get it right, they get the point. Same with you guys in chat. I know some of you have lag, but I can't do anything about that. But just try and be on the ball, get your answers typed in as quickly as you can. And here's the video, and there's like one picture at a time. Monty, when you're ready, if you put it into the studio. What's wrong with this picture?
It's too small for me.
I see what I think I see.
What's saying?
There's a dog in it.
Yeah, there's great hound.
Smiler says dog student.
Smiler got it. So a point. So we'll go back and look at it. Right in the middle of the picture in this lecture hall.
I see.
There's a dog. Do you see it, guys?
Oh, I see him now, yeah. It's so small on our screen. It's literally like...
Sorry. Monty's going to get all the points on this one. Yeah, right. So I've got little pauses between each one. Next one's coming up. Get ready. Fingers fast. Safety always important. These guys got helmets on. Oh my God.
There's a child between them.
Correct, Monty. You can see there's a child squashed between dad and mum on this motorbike.
Sorry, I got in there too quick, didn't I? I got in there too quick with that one.
And the lack of protective gear.
Yeah, they've got helmets on, but the child hasn't, and it's just shoved between the two of them.
Squished in there. Poor thing.
Okay, let's move this to the audience and just Steve and Ryan. All right.
All right, I'll shut up now. I got the message.
No, you've got a bit on a big screen. Everybody else is.
That's true. I have a massive monitor.
Right, I'll keep playing the video. The next one will be coming up shortly.
I won't say anything.
The moon in the background of the moon picture.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just got it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So for everybody at home, this is a picture of an astronaut on the moon, but the moon is in the backdrop. So that ain't right. Mickey's saying the shadow. It got really technical. But no, the moon is in the background, buddy. I'll keep playing.
If Laura B, if you're seeing if everything's looking a bit blurry in YouTube, you can select rather than have it on auto, you can select it to like 720p. That might sharpen it up a bit for you, but you might get some lag. That's the only thing.
Next one.
Oh,
person laying down.
Yeah.
In the center of the screen, there's someone laying there, very pale.
Oh, jeez.
In chat, put your answer. Whoever gets it first gets the points.
It's like my daughter's laying on the beach because she never leaves her room.
So, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, there's somebody lying on the sand next to the woman with the tan who's extremely pale and is the same color as the sand.
Looks like they've been oversaturated.
Talking about my daughter, just a big event today, G. A big event.
Yeah.
It was Anna's first payday. She got her first
wow.
ever paycheck today. So exciting times.
Nice. was she happy with the take home?
She was happy. Yes.
Or was she like, why are these people taking all this money off of me?
What's PAYE? What's that all about?
Yeah.
What's national insurance?
Andy in chats has put that woman's a skinwalker.
Yeah.
Smiley put Milky Bars are on me. Right, next one should be coming up soon. It's only 7 of these. We're almost there.
A sound person, yes.
Is that a face in there?
Beautiful sonogram of a newborn baby.
Yeah. It's like,
Put in chat what you think is wrong with this picture. Did you guys get it?
no. Can we have another look?
Yeah.
Smile says, is it a cat?
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah, it looks like a cat.
doesn't it?
top right, is that like another face?
No, it's not another face. Listen to what everybody's saying in chat.
What? It's a cat in the hat.
It's a newborn baby in the womb,
Yeah.
and it's sharing the womb with a cat.
I am not seeing it.
You're not seeing the cat in the top right.
No.
Eyes there. So take your eye from the M3 in the top right, go halfway down that bar and go across, and you see the dark spots. That's the cat's eyes, and then you see the ears. It's obviously a trick of the eye. There's not a cat inside somebody's womb, but it looks like a cat has selfie bombed the picture. Not seeing it, Monty, at all.
I can't see it myself. I'm struggling with that one. Laura B sees it. Stealthy Andy's seen it.
Second last one, I think.
Smile saw it.
Next one, number 6. Nice family picture.
Oh, I see. That got me for a minute there.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
I'm not.
That's a tad haunting.
I think I've seen that one from a while ago. Actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if this one's like.
Oh my
trickery.
God. Sorry, I just saw it. Like it's almost hidden by the play bar at the bottom.
Yep.
But
Mickey's got it in chat. Squash person. All the family are supposedly sitting on top of somebody. You can see his face just underneath the thigh of the mummy and her brown cropped shorts that she's wearing. His face and his eyes are there. But I think that this one's photo trickery because I don't know. It's 2 adults
must
and
be.
4 children sitting on top of somebody.
Must
Like-
be.
That would hurt, I think. Anyway, let the video go. The last one's coming up. You can win this one. This is probably the most difficult of all of them. What's wrong with this picture?
Oh. Very good.
Got me.
Look on the right hand side.
Oh, okay. Right, I see.
Need my glasses.
Lorby's like, truck shoulders.
It's a giraffe.
It's a giraffe. Mickey is correct. Mickey gets the point for that one.
Yeah.
It's on the right hand side.
Oh,
Once you see it,
Camouflage,
once you
man.
see it.
So that's a really good example photo of why when you're out taking footage or photos or whatever, you've got to look at really carefully at what you're seeing because you might miss something that is super important that you didn't see. But yeah, it's just looking at things in a different way and processing it. And yeah, just thought that would be interesting.
Pretty cool.
Hope everybody enjoyed the game.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't fallen out with you this week. That's nice, isn't it? We played a game where
quite
we
fast.
didn't.
Monty is such a sore loser. Okay, so when he gets it right, it's all fine. But if he gets it wrong, it's like, no, that picture's not right. You're not describing it right. We had a whole watershed thing about this picture, which was, it was basically this guy with a wok spinning some rice in the wok, right? And the rice is doing a total flip, right? I don't know if you've seen the picture, but it's a real picture because every picture that's taken from a camera is a real picture, but it was faked because the wok that he was holding in the rice is a statue. He wasn't really,
It's a work of art.
spinning rice. So it's faked. But when he got it wrong, he was then saying, but it's a real picture. How could you say it's fake? It's a real picture of a person stood there with a wok in their hand. I'm like, it's not a wok, though. And it got into a really big argument. So yeah, he is a sore loser.
Walk on Earth, says Karen.
Walk on Earth. Yeah, very funny, Karen. Right, so we've got some scary videos to review. You up for this, guys?
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Let's do
Let's
it.
see what you guys think of these ones. So everybody at home, what I've done is chosen 3 pieces of footage that I found on the World Wide Web. And we're just going to play them now. Oh, no, that's in totally the wrong place. That's not right. That's not even the right video.
Yeah, that would be why.
Unless I've messed it up and uploaded the wrong video. So then we won't be doing this. Oops. Sorry, can you just try that again? I'll just have to play it right with it. Fast forward it. No, I've uploaded the wrong video. Damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on.
It's all right. We'll just talk amongst ourselves for a moment while you sort yourself out. So the idea of those games, Ryan and Steve, just because it just points out some of the investigative techniques you need to use when you're looking at these videos, and sometimes you have to look a little deeper than what the surface level will tell you initially. So that's why we quite like to play those games, and he likes to try to trick us on things that are obviously photoshopped or sometimes.
I managed to do well a lot of the time. It's playing with people's heads as well. It's the way you say it to play with people's heads.
I think one month we had animals that were are they real animals or make believe animals? Mm-hmm. And that caught a lot of us out. Some weird creatures that exist. Like, what the hell? That's never real. That's Photoshop. No, it's real. Damn it. Yeah. So with your YouTube channel then, how much time do you get to put into it? How much, do you have a set amount of you planning to release videos weekly or monthly, or what's your schedule looking like?
I mean, we've been releasing videos once a week, and now
we usually release a video every Friday. Yeah, we try and get out at least once or twice a week as well.
Tried to get a few shorts out throughout the week as well, but I've been slacking on that one. That's my bad. But we'll go and film a video every week, and then the following week the video will go up. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to be able to keep that? I know what it's like. It's
getting harder now. Yeah, trying to find places.
Yeah.
So.
Keeping the momentum going.
We're spreading it out a little bit more now, so we're gonna, rather than just like ghost hunts and stuff. We want to move into more cryptid-based stuff
Yeah.
and experience, like the video that Steve uploaded.
UFOs,
Yeah.
cryptids, bit of
Branch
bit of
out a
everything.
little bit.
Because that's when we started the channel. That's like originally what it was going to be, but then we kind of steered more into the paranormal stuff. So
Yeah.
now it's time to branch out a bit more.
But we have got some exciting locations upcoming, so there are going to be some good investigations coming.
Very cool. Very cool. Stealth Andy Steve says, what was the first growing noise?
The what?
Growing? I'm not sure what that means, Andy. No. I mean, if you can clarify, Andy, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. How you doing, G? Have you figured it out yet?
I think I found the video. It's in my editing suite. I just got to transfer it from there over to my PC to be able to play it because it's on my iPad. So I'm just waiting for it to load. So let's carry on talking about. So other than your own channel, is there any particular channels that you guys are big fans of that have influenced or inspired you?
Yeah, I follow Ghost Theory, if you've seen those guys. And I do like some of the cheesier ones, and all like Twin Paranormal. I know a lot of their stuff's quite over the top and that, but it's good. It makes for good content.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Ghost Theory, like Twin Paranormal. What else do I watch?
You mentioned earlier, Steve, particularly yourself, that you got into the paranormal based on some experiences that you had. Are you happy to discuss them, or would you prefer to keep them? Yeah. So when did they happen?
Probably my strangest one was actually when I was in America. Like one morning I'd come out of the shower and I was just crossing the hallway, and then I heard a woman say, "Hello, Abby," and that was the dog's name that was in the house. And I was thinking, who's that? And went downstairs and there's no one there. Like everyone's out. So that was probably the weirdest one where I've actually heard a voice when no one's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And another strange one is I've seen like a shadow. You've heard of shadow figures and shadow people.
Yeah.
I actually saw a shadow spider, like a tarantula. I'd got home from work and I was listening to the radio, just sitting on the bed. And
were you in the States at this time?
Yeah. This was in the same house as well, so there must be something that was going on there. But I caught something out of my peripheral, and then just as I looked up, I saw this massive, just looked like a black tarantula on the ceiling. I leapt out of bed because I did have a side table light on, so it was fairly light in the room. But I leapt out of bed and turned the light on, and there was nothing there. It was just completely clear. I was like, you can assure you, I looked everywhere in that room to make sure there was nothing there. But that was a strange one. And then another weird one, I was, this is in a different house, but I was just browsing on my phone, I think, and then I just saw this black orb. Like, at first I wasn't sure what it was, and then I looked up and there was just this black orb, just looked like a pea-sized black thing, just went across a couple of foot in front of me, went across the room, and then just went through the wall and disappeared, which was very strange. Yeah, there's been a few other odd things, but yeah, they're probably like the weirdest ones I've experienced.
Right, I'm there.
You there? Yeah.
God,
You did. We did kind of lose you. You did go quite pixelated for a while whilst you were uploading that video. Your internet didn't like it. Andy's question about the growing noise. He said there was some sort of growling noise on the it might be Chewy who's eating his dinner in the background. I've got a cocker spaniel, and he was eating his dinner in the kitchen. It might have been that, Andy, but after this live stream's finished, I will mark this point and go back about 5 minutes and see if I can hear what it was that you heard. I will check it out.
Okay, the video is in the studio, Monty, ready to play. Sorry for the hold up, guys.
Back in 2012, CCTV cameras at an office complex located in Liverpool Road, Manchester, would witness a truly disturbing series of events. The clip began with a look at the different parts of the office where the cameras were, just to give everyone a proper view that there was nobody in it. All of a sudden, one of the doors swings open and closes really loudly. And to make things worse, one of the chairs in the main hallway was suddenly moved from its position. The kicking continues, with another chair being taken out of position and onto a different section. And then one of the doors suddenly starts getting manhandled.
Yeah, I wouldn't be working there. That's a nope from me. I'll tell you what, if it was my office and I came in the next day and my chair had been moved and I couldn't find my chair, I'd be pissed. Be like, who's messed about with my chair?
Let's know in chat, guys, what you think. What did you guys from the Unexplained Files think of that one?
Yeah, that's true. I've always been curious about them ones. You know, when you get like a door handle rattling like crazy like that, I'm like, why is a ghost doing that? Like, I could get it maybe more if there's someone there and it was like a spirit wants to freak him out. But then I'm always like curious why they do that. I don't know. It's interesting. Good video though.
There's a couple of things that kind of pique my interest about it, and that is that having worked with a lot of CCTV, working in high security environments, the jargon that's on the screen for the CCTV just doesn't look right. It looks too simplified. There's usually lots more information. Also, where the activity happens is all the angles pretty much that we can't really see in the footage. So like the door handles are moving, but we've never seen the cameras on the other side of the door unless they certainly haven't pointed out. I mean, they've shown us plenty of camera angles, but they're all at different times, right? So if we were looking at a screen with all 15 cameras on it at the same time, we could then see that. The other thing that bothers me is that, again, with most places like shops, office blocks, if they had 24-hour CCTV, they wouldn't use infrared CCTV. When the lights are off and it's shut down, it's just black. You don't see night vision, which is what you're seeing, again, on here. These are just a couple of things that I'm just noting that just don't seem right. But what's really interesting about this whole thing is that the guy on the video doesn't bring attention to something. Did anybody notice the shadow?
No.
Oh, well, lucky I did, and I brought attention to it. Hold on. Let's get to the end of the initial video.
And then one of the doors suddenly starts getting manhandled.
Hold on. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, wait, I'll play it back in a minute. done is slowed it down as well. Just need to wait for this version to end. Right, it's coming after this little break. So I play it in normal speed and then I pull it down.
Through the door.
See the shadow in the window of the door?
Yeah.
What's that? No, no.
No.
But the thing is, I was straight away thinking, is that a giveaway that there was somebody in the building because there's a shadow moving, so it shows us that somebody was behind the door. However, if you analyze the shadow, and I keep playing it at really slow, it doesn't look like a shadow that's created by somebody walking in that room. But they don't even bring attention to it in the video.
No. The other weird thing is I can't find that company at all.
Again, it looks like a little bit of a propped, shopped office block.
It doesn't seem to exist.
There you go. What are you looking up, by the way?
I want insurance.
Yeah, the company. I think the details were at the beginning on that slide. This slider is so awful to control.
It is, yeah. It says the name of the building, but it doesn't say the name of the company, does it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
But all of the it says to let on the outside of it. It looks empty, but all the signage on side is all I want. I want a will. I want insurance. I want the company is I want, but that doesn't seem to exist.
Right. So earlier on, Ryan, you were saying that you grew up being a fan of Most Haunted. I'm sure you know all of the controversy around Most Haunted over the years. But actually, funny enough, they never really that much claimed that they had caught like a ghost on camera up until some recent years. I think it was in season 15 or something. And that's the footage that I'm about to play. This comes from Most Haunted.
Is this the point where we get copyright strike? Does it?
I can see it now. Go for it. I'm right behind you. Get your torch. Hello? They fell upstairs. Hello? Who was that? Get your camera here quick. It's definitely personal, wasn't it? Definitely, yeah. Hello? Okay. Come on, if you hit.
No, I'm in.
If you hit, what's that? What's that? There. Okay. Come on, if you hit. If you hit, what's that? What's that? There.
That's pretty much it. Could you see it?
Yeah.
I see it at home in the stairway. The sort of ghost walking up the stairs. Unexplained files. What's your thoughts?
If I saw that, I'm gone. No, I've got one.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one actually a while ago. Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Because Most Haunted is finished now, hasn't it?
Yeah, as far as I know of.
Yeah, I think that was towards the very tail end, after the days of Derek Acora, and yeah, because I think he died in 2020, didn't he? Yeah. So, what did you think, Monty?
I actually thought it looked similar to the shadow behind the door we saw a minute ago. It was kind of like that kind of weird. But yeah, it looked like a guy walking up some stairs, didn't it? In a kind of sort of semi-transparent way. Yeah.
They're still on YouTube doing new stuff,
Apparently.
Mickey says. That must be the Most Haunted team. So they ported over. I don't know. But they're obviously ported over to YouTube, and unless they're just uploading old stuff, though, Mickey, you should let us know if you know if it's like brand new content.
We're actually going to see them in November. They're doing like a thing in Barnstable in the theatre where they talk about some of their best cases and
great.
You get like do a Q&A kind of thing as well. So that should be quite interesting.
Yeah,
very cool. Very good. Okay, so I don't want to scare anybody, but this last piece of footage, this was taken from a live stream
Here we
with
go.
4 people live streaming.
Right, I'm getting the boots ready just in case.
Keep your eyes behind you.
On May the 16th, 2023, during J-Rob's livestream, something mysterious happened that would send chills down all their spines. As the guys were discussing about basketball, they were interrupted by a ghostly intruder.
Obviously, Julius Randle is probably going to be like a question mark going into the offseason.
I agree with everything about the Jalen Brunson and therefore, but about the upgrading part, nah, man. Some people got to go, and we got to bring some people in. I understand what you're saying, though. The Nets is kind of a different thing. They blew everything up to bring in some superstars, but y'all already got R.J. Brunson. Y'all got Josh Hart. I think y'all need to build off of those 2 people and a couple of more pieces.
So I'm just going to quickly stop it because I'm noticing, Monty, is there any way, because the contrast is really, because it looks almost black behind him, whereas in the video when I've watched it, it's not black.
I can't do anything about it, really.
You can't do anything about that?
Because I do like R.J. Barrett, but I don't know. It might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people.
What the hell was that?
A ghost?
Something like this.
Yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a person.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, did we catch a ghost on stream?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it. Stop
Junebug,
it.
Go back, say it again.
I say you just build off of those
There you go.
people. Was that a ghost?
Slowing it down.
The hell was that? He seemed to think there was something that flew over him because he looked.
What I find really interesting is that obviously it's infected the environment, unless this is completely staged, which it seems very like going to extreme lengths to stage something. But his environment was definitely affected because he sort of looked behind him, didn't he? So
he looked where it came from and he looked where it went to. So
I've seen filters that can kind of put this over, but the thing that I think makes me not think it's a filter is it actively goes behind him. It's not like it goes in front of him and affects it like his figure even right behind.
Ghost?
Yes.
He's just like.
What are we thinking in chat, guys? What of that piece of footage? Hopefully you can see it well enough. But yeah, it's glad I've not had anything like that happen to me on a live stream. Although one time when I was filming, I thought something moved behind me, but it turned out it was my shadow in the spotlight. But
that was on the moors.
No. This was when I was filming a vault in here.
Because that happened when we were next to that memorial. When we were next to Charlotte's memorial, you were like, "What's that shadow?"
Oh yes. Yeah,
it's me.
It's me. It's my shadow. I'm scared of my own shadow, you see. So that's the problem. I'm not great for paranormal, supernatural investigation because I'm scared of my own shadow. Okay, so I guess if we then thought about all 3, which would you vote for as probably being the most best evidence? Guys, from the Unexplained Files, would you choose number 1, 2, or 3?
2. I'll go 2 is the best.
Yeah, 2. I don't know. 2 and 3. I'm a bit torn between. I'll say 2.
I was going to go with 2 as well, to be honest.
So the most haunted footage is the one that you think is...
I know, shocking. I actually put most haunting down as the most likely. Yeah, what's going on with me? I don't know. But yeah, no, to me it was the best one of the 3. Though I do like that third one. Just the way he was nonchalantly going, chill out, Junebug. It was nothing. Chill out. Everyone chill out. And just the play dismissed it completely as nothing.
I think the reaction seems like really genuine from everybody involved on the live stream as well. Mickey said number 3, Kevin said number 2, and agreed with you guys. It's really weird, isn't it, how it splits people up? Because I actually watched footage number 2, and I thought, oh, okay, that looks like that could be done quite easily. So I thought I'd give it a try to see if I could replicate that effect on camera. And here's my results. This took me 10 minutes to do. Oh no, that's on the wrong video that I uploaded earlier on, so I'll remove this one. 2 seconds. Ready, Monty? See the figure walking up the stairs?
Yeah. So it's like a sort of, almost in old school terms, like a double exposure, where you've overlaid an image on an image.
A picture on a picture with the opacity, the peaks, yeah. So, but I'm not saying that what that most haunted footage is that. I just felt that when I looked at it, that's what I saw. And so I thought I'd try and see if I could replicate it. And I'll say this was just with an iPhone and took me 10 minutes.
Nice.
But again, I'm not saying for 1 second, because again, who knows what, if you capture a real ghost on camera, none of us probably really know what it's meant to look like. So it could look like a special effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's all the scary videos. Thank you for your votes, everyone. The last thing that we are going to do this evening, guys, if everybody's up for it, is we're going to just do a bit of a social experiment. Let me know in chat if you want to participate. I'm doing this on behalf of somebody else, actually, gathering some evidence. The idea is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 3 pieces of footage for you. I'm not going to tell you anything about the footage other than where the cameraman or person was to where the object that you're watching on camera was about 800 meters distance. So it's quite a long way away. The first piece of footage is kind of where that distance was normally. Then the next 2 pieces of footage are that footage zoomed and cropped in. I'm not going to tell you what country this was shot in. I'm not going to tell you when it was shot. I'm not going to tell you who shot it. What I want you guys to do is watch it, and I want you to tell me what you think you see. Right. So you guys can get involved in chat as well. So let me upload the first one. Please don't... no, that's not the right thing. Please don't ask me any questions because I can't answer them. I've given you the information that I'm willing to give you at the moment. So this is the first piece of footage when you're ready to play, Monty. Okay, does anybody want to watch that again? It's very short, I know. Here it is coming again. Okay. Can't see very much, I know, but then I'm going to show you now some zoomed in footage of the same footage where it's been zoomed and cropped. This is a mid zoom. I've got a tighter zoom coming up after this. Watch this one first. It's ready, Monty.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to play that once more time. Let us know in chat what you think you're seeing.
A rat? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Got one more zoom. Remember, the cameraman is shooting from 800 meters away or more, possibly. So, highly unlikely to capture a rat. Here we go, 2 seconds. Last one. This is the fully zoomed in version. Bit pixelated, but that's what happens when you can zoom. It's ready to go.
Looks like a bear running or something.
Yeah. It's
Play it
difficult
once
to
more.
get a sense of scale, isn't it?
Well, your sense of scale is from your first video.
Looks like
I'd say a
a bear,
bear.
the way it's running. I don't know.
I'll play the first one again,
Yeah,
Monty, for you, so that you can get your sense of scale.
yeah.
Hold on a minute. Ready.
What are you thinking, chat? What were you thinking, bear?
Laura B saying a bear. Kevin saying definitely a bear. So that's just perspective.
Oh, I see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, so it's at the side of a field. I got it.
Yeah, and then look at how far away the
Yeah.
camera went.
Oh, I'm with you.
It's
So
going to
it's
tell us
zoomed
now
right
in the
in.
UK.
Nah, I'm alright. It looks it, doesn't it?
Right.
I'm waiting for you to say now it's in the UK.
Yeah, Devon. So it's on Dartmoor. I'll say that.
Okay. I'm just going to play you the full zoom again, the last time. Ready, Monty? So in chat, we've got Kevin saying definitely a bear.
I have to agree with Smiler. When I say, I think I see seal. Yeah. Funny enough. Yeah, the way it lollops. That's a good word, Smiler Rainbow. Lollop. I like that.
So,
lolloping
Stephen
seal.
Wright, your vote is going for a bear.
I'm with
And we've
Smiler.
got-
Seal.
Seal in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get where you're coming from, the way it moves.
Yeah.
Might possibly. That's a good option.
Hey, well, if you go down to like Nuki, like I do a lot, you do see seals like on the rocks along the coast there. There's no one could have wandered into a field on the other side of the cliff. You never know.
Well, Smiler originally went bear. Mickey went black bag getting blown about in a field.
Black bag.
Kevin
Yeah,
said
yeah.
looks like some bipedal being walking up the hill. Then Smiler said, I reckon a bear running up a hill. Kevin said definitely a bear. Laura B said a bear. That full zoom shows it, what Kevin said. And you guys from the Unexplained Files are going bear as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Monty, you're going seal.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say that the majority vote has got a bear, right?
Bear. Yeah, that was
That's what we've gone with the conclusion. That's our social experiment complete. Now I can tell you where the footage has come from.
Okay.
And the footage has not been released online yet. Nobody else has seen it other than the person who's filmed it. This was shared with me at the beginning of this week, and this was filmed. Actually, I'm going to remove this from the video from the studio and just upload another video. This next video is ready to go.
Okay. It's quite quick, actually. Big cat, says Kevin, or dog.
This was a video that's going to be uploaded next week from Ben from the 401 Files. That was
All right.
shot in North Yorkshire,
Right.
right in the middle of the countryside. What happened was he was out walking his dog. He wasn't filming or doing any location filming. He was just out walking Lily. And he overheard a bunch of, I guess you guys know that when people go out on hunts, you get a group of people who will upset the stuff to clear all the birds and frighten all the stuff away. And he could hear all of them doing that. And then he saw this thing fly out of these trees in this bush and belt it across in the original video that he's got, that he sent to me, he's got his original audio on it, and he's going, "What the hell is that? It is making its way across that field like something really quick." And it was really, really quick in the original footage. Obviously, in the Zoom bits, it slowed down a little bit. But when he shared it with me, and I felt kind of honored because it was one of the first people that he sent it to say, "Please let me know what you think of this." And my instant thought was, when I looked at it without him telling me too much background, I thought it was a bear.
Yeah. Well, my seal theory being in the middle of Yorkshire, that's not panned out, has it?
But it could be a seal that's got let loose, or somebody's abandoned, and it was in a river, and there could be a river nearby, and it's come out of the river. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But what I said to Ben is, you know, I started telling him off because he didn't investigate it properly. Because I said to him, after you shot that, did you go down to the location to check for drop-ins or for prints? You know, because if you found some bear shit, you know, like literally, and we could analyze it as bear shit, you know, we know that there's a bear in North Yorkshire, because a lot of people would want to know that, right? So it's important whether it's paranormal or it's not, you know. But yeah, really interesting shot that he's got. Very jealous considering he's just out walking the dog. But he will be uploading a video later on next week where he fully covers, you know, all the description of that. So watch out for that one. But thank you for being part of that social experiment, because I can report back to him and say majority of the audience said better. Because it does, the way it waddle of the back legs, and the back legs look longer than the front legs. And you do see at times it looks like it's almost bipedal, because Ben was saying that, and I was like, yeah, but don't forget bears go bipedal a lot of the time. You know, they can stay on their back legs for quite a long time. And also Kevin mentioned in chat that he thought at times he was seeing it go bipedal as well. So very interesting.
That was cool.
Thanks for being part of that, everyone.
Yep. Thank you very
really
much.
Good fun. And that's the last of what I've got prepared.
That is it. Andy, Steve, do you want to tell us what you've got coming up on your YouTube channel over the next week?
Brian.
Yeah, well, we today we've had a video go up. I managed to go to a place called Danino Den in Scotland. That's an old pagan worship site, and me and my friends had an explore around there. We got some interesting evidence. I won't spoil anything. It is up on the channel now, so if you want to go watch it, you're free to go do that.
And we do, at the end of the month, have a Bodmin jail investigation. So hopefully that's going to be
one of the official ones. Are you joining the official?
Well, because the option is to go around with either the people that work there, or you can go around on your own. So
yeah, they do a sleepover. Is what I mean. Is they do one where
it's a hotel now, isn't it? It's like
no, yeah, because I think this one's from like 9:30 till 1:30 in the morning or something. So.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Very.
Have you ever been to Bodmin jail?
No, well, in the daytime, but never like to investigate or anything like that before. So.
Well, enjoy it. It's a very cool location. Shame that it's shame that the most spooky area of it they made into a hotel. But I'd love to stay in some of those hotel rooms now and see if you pick up anything. It was a really impressive space before. Yeah. Right. So from me, guys, I'm you know, before we came to this live stream, we were already chatting about hopefully being able to get out and collaborate in the future and go and do some shared location. Why not? We're only a few, like 45 minutes, 50 minutes away from each other, probably on the road. So hopefully watch out for that. That'll happen sometime soon, either with the Vault or with the Underground Paradox. Let's see what evolves. But for now, I just want to say a big thank you, guys, for coming on tonight and just joining us. It's a pleasure to support people that are Devon, Southwest based, keep the community strong in the paranormal in the Southwest and support each other. So hope everyone can go over and check out your channel and subscribe. We'll put a link in the description so that anybody watching this post live can also check it out and join you guys. But
it's already there. It's already there.
One big last thank you from me. As we go off of live, please don't disappear, guys. We're going to stay and have a little bit of a chat. But for now, I'm going to say good night, Monty.
Good night. Thanks to everyone in live chat for joining us. Laura B, Smiler Rainbow, Kevin Worrell, Andy, Steve, thank you for joining us. Sean for popping by, and Mickey and Karen and everyone else.
Caroline as well,
Caroline,
Laura B.
Queen. Yes.
Queen is Caroline.
Caroline, yeah. Sorry, Queen of Hearts. Yes, thank you, all you guys, for asking the questions and being part of this stream. Steve, Ryan, you're always welcome back to the Monty Zone if you ever want to come back. Hopefully this has not been too traumatic an experience.
No, this is we've been sat watching the video of the announcement for the last few days, being like Ryan and Steve of the Unexplained Files. This is our first little moment, so thank you for asking us on. It's been very good.
It's been great. It's been great to have you on.
I don't know if you can rip videos off of YouTube, but you're more than welcome to rip this off and use it on your channel. Comment yourself, or we can send you the video if that's not possible. But yeah, anything that we can do to support you guys, we'll definitely do it.
Yeah. Just want to say thank you though for having us on, and thanks to everyone in the chat. It's been a good experience.
It's been a really good show. We've had a really good audience tonight. So good night, guys. Enjoy your October ahead, and we'll be back with you at the end of October for another Monty Zone, and we'll keep you posted as to what it's going to be about. So
yep. See you at the end of October. Cheers, everyone.